Hey guys, so a couple of weeks ago, Foodie said that she was leaving YouTube. And by the end of that stream, she said, no, actually, I'm still going to do live streams, but they're only going to be in podcast mode. I will not be on camera. I just need to talk to my people. Which honestly is kind of understandable from her point of view. She lives in a country where she doesn't speak the language, so she really has no chance to socialize with anybody. She then suddenly came on live stream and was on camera, and announced that she was going to be filming her cooking, which she didn't do, but that she also had a video to upload, which ended up being a mukbang. And so I thought today we would peek over and see what she's doing. I personally think that she said that she was leaving YouTube because she is trying to rebrand and get away from some of the drama community. Um, we'll see if that assumption was right or not. So we're gonna get right on over here to Miss Foodie and see what she has to say. I do have her sped up to 1.5 because she generally talks really slow in these vlogs and stuff.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Okay, the sound and picture quality of this video is not great. I apologize and promise the next video will be a lot better. Um, I'm kind of curious to see what's wrong with the video. Um, I would more than expect this from a smaller channel who is still learning and growing and trying to figure out the process of doing online content because there is a huge learning curve with this. However, she has been doing this for 10 years now. She is literally a professional content creator. She is a professional YouTuber. This has been her only source of income for a long time now, so I wouldn't generally expect this from her. So I'm kind of wondering what we are getting ourselves into right now.
Well, hello guys. Welcome back to another video. I hope my head's not cut off. I'm experimenting with a new position of camera. So anyways, I am going to eat with you today some Syrian fast food. All right. But first, a commercial break. Fall vibes are here, guys. And to celebrate the
I
month of
don't
September,
want
I am offering
a
15% off on all
commercial.
cameos for the entire rest of the month. Cameos are personalized videos from me, Foodie. Live in Syria during the summer, especially. Some chips,
Oh,
some
we
fries, they call them
missed
chips, like in the
something.
UK. And it looks like they have some sort of seasoning on them. I have a lemon and orange slush. Slushes are a very popular beverage here. You see them all over. Little slush vendors. Very good little business to have if you live in Syria during the summer, especially. Some chips.
Okay, Business Manager Foodie is telling you the best business for you to build if you ever move to Syria. I've really been kind of curious about all the commenting she does on slushes, because she's all the time like, "Ooh, I have a Syrian slush. I have a slush. I have a slush," and she always is saying, this is such a thing for this area. This is a Syrian thing." Um, Honestly, I believe it's a worldwide thing, especially in the summertime. I know around us we have a ton of snow cone stands that open, and we can always generally get slushes at the gas stations that are local to us. We also have some Japanese coffee shops that sell slushes around us all the time. So I don't know if she just doesn't have anything else to talk about and she wants a slush, so she has to make it regional so that Salah will let her have it. Um, or if she has just spent so long living just within four walls that she doesn't realize that a lot of the things that she is experiencing there are actually a worldwide thing and not just a Syrian thing.
Some fries, they call them chips, like in the UK. And it looks like they have some sort of seasoning on them. Looks like maybe Maggi, like chicken stock. I'm not sure, but they look homemade.
Okay, so seasoned fries are generally a thing, even if they just have salt. They're technically seasoned because, surprise, surprise, salt is a seasoning. Um, the thing that I am kind of surprised by is that even though she does not speak the language, Salah does. And Salah very much is proud of the fact that his wife is famous. She's a YouTuber. And through her, vicariously, he also is a famous YouTuber. So I don't understand why he wouldn't go in and say, hey, my wife makes online content. Today she's going to be speaking about your restaurant. Can you tell me what seasonings you use? And write them down for her, because that would be something that people are interested in. It's great. She has seasoned fries. That tells me nothing about what makes the Syrian. It tells me nothing about what makes it different from the fries that I get here. And she's also saying homemade fries. Um, does she not realize that there are a lot of restaurants that do home fries? They don't actually, not everybody does frozen. I mean, you get that if you go to like Hardee's, Carl's Jr., Burger King, but outside of that, there's a ton of restaurants that, like fast food places, that do homemade fries.
And they covered with a plate. We have some garlic, coleslaw, pickles, ketchup. So let's eat. Oh, and for the main event, we have the bread is fresh, so it's falling apart, but my goodness. I can't even really show you up close. I'll take a piece off. Ooh. Ah. Sesame bread, chicken tenders, hot sauce, pickles, mayo. Beauty bite.
Okay, fresh bread, homemade bread, is usually sturdier than stale bread or store bought bread. So I don't necessarily think it's falling apart because it is that. That sandwich looks incredibly wet. Um, it looks soggy. I might be wrong. But if that's the case, I don't know why she doesn't just come out and say, hey, this is a very wet and soggy sandwich. Soggy does not necessarily mean bad. If you have ever had a historical po' boy, like not what we get now when you go out and you get shrimp and lobster and all of that stuff. I mean, an original recipe. Um, the original recipe was fried potatoes that they put in a roll, and then they would smother it with meat gravy, left over from the day before. It is absolutely delicious. It is so good, but it is a soggy sandwich, but that is what makes it great. It's the same thing with a French dip. You get this beautiful sandwich loaded with meat, beautiful bread, and then you literally sit and dip it into au jus sauce to moisten and make your sandwich soggy. Um, Soggy is not necessarily a bad term, and it doesn't change the sandwich into something unedible or uninteresting. I just, maybe she does not realize that.
I'm gonna try, but I'm really hungry. Mm, wow.
Okay, let's also talk about here. Let's get her.
I can't eat with lipstick. Mm, I don't have a fork. Don't hit me.
Okay, so we've tasted the fries that have amazing seasoning on it, but we still don't know what the seasoning is reminiscent to. Um, is it actually just chicken bouillon that they put on there? Is it closer to like seasoning salt or something? We're also not using a fork for a coleslaw. Um, I have my thoughts about that, but we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say what my thoughts are because of what we're getting right now. First of all, if this is just an accident, um, it's more laziness than anything. I used to do cooking content. I didn't do mukbangs or anything. I literally cooked historical recipes. But in the process, I had to mess with camera angles all the time to be able to get myself or my food, my like the food and my hands so you could see what I was doing. And so if my phone screen was facing me so that I could see what I was doing, I would set my camera up where it was going to be. I'd hit record, I'd take a few steps back, I would kind of move around my stuff that I was using. hit stop on the recording, go back and watch it. Am I good? No. If I'm not, what do I need to change? If I was ever recording and my screen was facing away from me, I would do the same thing if I was by myself. Or if I wasn't by myself, I would have my husband or one of the kids stand on the other side of the camera. Hey, how does it look? Am I getting everything in the shot? Can you see from here to here? Um, and I would adjust it because the framing matters. I mean, it has so much to do with your content. Like today, you guys know I have been teaching myself this streaming system and teaching myself how to do this stuff. I have probably recorded 20, 30 seconds videos today trying to get my sound readjusted and fixed. I added some things to my software, didn't realize that it would mess with my audio. I have had to fix that. So this is just laziness. If this is not laziness, this is because she is creating specialized content on YouTube. Um, there are multiple people who use mukbangs or food content to create feeder content. We can see it in like Hungry Fat Chick. Nikocado Avocado does or did. He probably still is. What is her name? There was that Von Sweets girl. I think it was Jelly Bean Von Sweets. She was doing the same thing. And I'm kind of leaning that way here because if we look, all we are getting is mouth and fingers. That's a lot of what we're getting. Because we know Salah is probably there, so he could have checked if her screen is away from her. And if not, the screen is in front of her where she can see it. She looked at it and said, yep, this is exactly what I want, guys. So there's two options for us to look at. Either she cares so little about her community that she doesn't care what the angles look like or what you're seeing, or we're doing this for a specific reason. If the camera angle was wrong and this was me, I would have, and she could have used this to her advantage, honestly. I would have looked at my husband and said, well, it didn't work, babe. I'm going to have to trash this one. Do you think we can go get me another meal so that I can do it correctly? I cannot tell you in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how many times I have gotten through making an hour-long video and gotten to the end of it and I've played it back and I'm like, my sound is off. It's trash. You can hear car doors shutting. You can hear my husband playing video games. And I trash it and start over again because it's very important to me to try and create the best content that I am capable of. It's not the best online, but it is the best that I am capable of at this point. So this is either feeder content or Foodie doesn't give a crap about her audience.
Hmm. The chicken, it looks like a hot mess, but it's a delicious mess. The chicken pieces are like real chicken, not like pressed chicken meat. Um, like you would find in some chicken nuggets, which is tasty too, but and the pieces of chicken have Arabic spices on them, so they're very flavorful. And then I think there's muhamara, which is like a hot pepper paste, but it's not very spicy actually. Um, and then I don't know what kind of sauces are on here.
Okay, so we have Arabic spices, but we don't know what the spices are. Um, we have a hot pepper paste, but it's not really hot. And she talks so much explaining her food, but she doesn't actually explain what we're supposed to be tasting if we were eating this. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever watched any content from Sansa Cooks. She actually goes through and cooks recipes from Girl World on her channel. And she remade that dish that Noor made. And it was so interesting because, we watched Foodie's vlog and it was like, okay, like it's food. You watch Sansa do it, and she's like, guys, this is what it tastes like. It's reminiscent of cinnamon and nutmeg and this and that. And she also says this is what Nora used, but we don't have it available in the States. This is what we supplement this with. And I walked away feeling like I knew more about that dish and a little bit more about the culture, which I got from someone who is not even in Syria, when Foodie could have been doing the same thing. Um, I don't I don't understand it. She could do so much more, and she sets herself up as she is this food critic and foodie, and she's just out to experience and taste the world. But then we get comments like, guys, I'm gonna eat this chicken sandwich. Mmm, chickeny. It's ridiculous at this point. Yeah, that's a
There's French
lot of
fries
sauce.
on here too. It's hard to see with all the sauce what's in it. Now I see why those are popular in the summer. They're so refreshing. Fries.
Okay, she acts like we don't watch her other content. I mean, just like we were saying earlier, how many times have we seen her say, "Oh, it's hot, so I got a slush. Salah got me my favorite red slushy. Ooh, I got a slush." I don't understand why she lies. Maybe she thinks that we're all idiots and we don't know that. Um, because saying, "Ooh, now I understand." You're telling me that in the 40 years of your life, you've never had a slush in the summer and sat there and been like, "Oh, this is so refreshing." Like, instead of saying, "Oh, now I understand," why don't you sit and say, "Guys, this is so good. This is why this is one of my favorite things to get during the summertime. It's so cold and refreshing and it helps to cool me down, but at the same time the sugar in it helps to kind of boost my energy levels up because the heat zaps so much of my energy out of me." Like, that is so much more informative. It's and you don't have to lie to say it. And I also think that that feels more engaging to say it that way than, "Ooh, now I know why." I
Garlic. Mm. They call this toum, which toum is Arabic for garlic, but it's like a creamy garlic sauce. Pickled carrot.
I don't trust the Arabic words that she tells us, because there have been many times that she has been live streaming and will say something. The other day she said, "I made coffee. In Arabic we say," and she said it, and then Salah was like, "No, that's not right. You're saying it wrong." So I really don't trust the translations that she's giving us.
So I want to do a series where I show you guys the different foods you can find at restaurants because people, I don't know if you're trolling, probably a mix of both, or maybe you just don't know. But there, especially in like our um, village, there are no American, Canadian, any Western fast food chains.
Okay, she says that there's no Western or Canadian fast food chains, but most of what we've gotten from her is Western food. When they were near Damascus, we were getting KFG all the time, which was a lot of chicken strips, a lot of cheese sticks, a lot of French fries. She took us to a She took us out for a night to experience Syrian street food and nightlife, and we got cotton candy and instant noodles. Like, I'm here to see the Syrian food content. You can learn about a culture and a region best through its food, and we don't get that. She's eating the closest thing that she can find to Western comfort food that she can get. My sister has lived all over the place. And two of the places that she lived in India, and then she lived in China. And they do have Western fast food places there, but they also have fast food restaurants that you walk up to the window and you order your food, but you are walking away with something that is regional to that place. You are walking away with food that is from their culture. So it is available. Um, she just chooses not to do that. Somebody is snoring like crazy. Haberdasher.
If you hear yelling or shouting, somebody is selling something on the street.
They're selling food.
You'll hear them with a megaphone. Bandora, macarona. Bandora is tomato. Macarona, pasta. They call all pasta macarona.
I'd stand outside Foodie's house selling food.
It's such a mess, but
Sure.
here's a chicken strip.
Okay. Um, it is soggy. All I saw was breading, and if she's trying to show us that it is real chicken or chicken breast meat, why would you not break it in half so we could see the grain of the chicken along the cross section, or break it lengthwise so that when you hold it up we can see the grain going long ways. That was really just a mush of breading, and on top of it, it feels like she has the camera so far back, and her arms are so short. And I'm not commenting on how short her arms are. Please don't, because I live my life daily with little T-Rex arms. I'm only 4'10" people. I don't have a huge wingspan. Um, but her it's like the camera's so far away that even when she's trying to show us something, it's all the way back here and we can't see anything. She is not close enough that she can actually say, "Hey guys, look at this," and really have it to where we can see it. Um, this camera angle is killing me. I don't know why she thought this was a great idea.
You can see the chicken.
I can't actually think so.
These fries, they're a bit cold because, we had a bit of a made a couple stops on the way home, but the coleslaw. Mm. I know you're thinking you're eating that with your hands. Meat's going in the kitchen.
Okay, so this could just be laziness. She was so hungry and ready to feed that she couldn't be bothered to get silverware, napkins, or set her camera up properly. As long as we can tell that food is getting shoveled in her mouth, good enough, because that's the green light to eat.
Whatever. We have fingers. Pickled turnip with it. Oh my goodness. Look at this hot mess. Man, that's a good sauce. Mm. The Arabic spices in the batter of the chicken.
What what are the spices? I mean, like the most delicious Syrian fast food. So this should be something that I can get only in Syria. But this is literally, I could drive to KFC and get this. I could drive to Cane's and get this. Um, what is special about it? If I could recreate this meal at home, um, if what is special about it is the spices and stuff that they use, why are you not telling me the spices, or at least telling me, hey, it kind of tastes like there might be something similar to like a little bit of chili powder and paprika and maybe some garlic, and because then it would give me the opportunity to recreate this at home and kind of get a glimpse of what Foodie is getting to taste in Syria and the differences between their food and what we have here. But we're not getting that, and she still has. I could not live with all that food on my face, especially on camera.
Mm-mm-mm. Now, this meal cost, I think, around $5 US, which is actually considered a bit pricey.
That might be pricey for Syria, but for like where I am, I can't go anywhere and get this much food for $5. I can't. Now I probably can if I would make this at home for myself. Um, well, I'm pretty sure I could if I made this at home by myself. Um, but I can't go and get that. I'm not sure if she just doesn't know what the state of the rest of the world is currently, or if she is referring to it being really pricey for where she is.
Man, the lemon and the orange mix. So good. So, I've decided when the weather gets a bit more cooler, it's still pretty cold. I will most definitely take you guys and do vlogs in Damascus at the souk and stuff like that. I also want to go to a mega mall, bigger than the one I've been to, look for some fall Halloween stuff if they have any. And I know Muslims celebrating Halloween. I'm not worshiping Satan, Shaitan, or anything, but it's a part of my culture that I just can't seem to shake. So
Okay, it's a part of my culture I can't seem to shake, but then on the screen, because she will not verbalize it, nor do I want to. So she's not even trying to shake that. And she's free to live her life how she wants to live her life, and she is free to, you know, carry out her religious beliefs how she sees fit. Um, but my issue with this is really honestly, if you are going to be somebody online representing a religion, I think you kind of have to do so above reproach in a way, um, because everybody is watching you. And for some people, how many people that watch Chantal, this is the only representation of Islam that they have. Um, and that is a very scary thought. I hate to think that people in Syria, that this is their only representation of a, you know, Western woman. And I would hate for them to think that this is what I was like. So I think for that, just because she is so outspoken about her religion and that it's the right one and it's the only way, um, I do think that maybe she should be a little bit more careful about how nonchalant she is about it. If you want to do that in your own life, fine, but maybe not put it on YouTube. Um, and the other thing too, though, is that I live in the Bible Belt. I'm smack dab in the middle of it. And the biggest argument that I hear against religion, especially Christianity, is if the Christian God were real, more Christians would live like it. Like, they would act as if they feared their God. They would act as if it was a big deal for them to follow what they're supposed to be doing. The same thing could kind of be said for her because it is an argument that is held out against religious people. Um, Also, when it comes to the Halloween thing, um, definitely not oversharing or anything here because this is not a platform for me to share any of my religious beliefs. However, my family, we do not celebrate holidays. We just don't. It's not a thing that we do. Um, and I've always loved Halloween, but I don't celebrate it anymore. Um, but that's okay because, here's the thing that she doesn't realize. I have been a spooky, creepy goth kid since I was little. Well, 13. I said little, 13. Um, and the thing is that I don't need Halloween to see the beauty in the spooky things or the weird things, or creepy things that other people find creepy, because I just happen to be spooky all year round. It has nothing to do with celebrating Halloween or whether I think Halloween is bad or not. It's just I don't need a month to celebrate the spooky. I don't need just a day or two that I can celebrate the spooky. I am just spooky all the time, no matter what. People walk in my office and they're like, oh my gosh, everything in here screams you. I have skulls, I have bones, I have spiders, I have bugs. I love the creepy and weird because I am creepy and weird, and those things need love too. But she has not figured out that she can do that, and so she has to use, well, this is my culture, as an excuse to have those things around, because I don't know that Salah would let her otherwise.
I really get excited for it. I love the vibes. I like spooky things. Hi, baby. No, no.
We have a cat on the table.
Her hair's growing back. Sorry, you can't have anything. Nothing not for you.
Majestic cat
Julia,
fur
go
in
ahead.
the wind.
Thank you for.
Okay, I have had cats as pets in my life. Never, never have I had one of my cats get up on the table while we were eating. Cats weren't allowed on the table or counters in general. Anywhere else, free range. Those two spots, no. I don't know why she allows that.
Saying hi. There's still a good number of you guys. Even if it's only a few thousand or a couple thousand. That's still a lot of people in a way, not in YouTube views terms, but a lot of people who like my vlogs. So thank you.
Okay, I hate how nonchalant these girls are with their communities and their viewers. And I hate how they take them for granted. It's like the other day when Chantal was demanding that people send her money so that she could do content. Um, that's not how this works. You make content that people want to watch so that you can then make more money, um, and then eventually do better content. And I also hate the fact that she says it's only a few thousand people. Um, this has been up one day. It's at 4.8 thousand views. That's a lot. Um, I get excited if I happen to have 50 views on a video. Um, yes, I am doing this because I'm already watching the content and it lets me comment on it and talk to you wonderful people about it because I have no one else to talk to about it. Nobody in my family is interested in listening to me ramble about this stuff. Um, but also I am here alone a lot during the day. And with the reality that I'm facing in my life, alone time is not the best thing. Your head tends to get full. And so I look forward to you guys every day. I look forward to getting to sit down and do this and to go back and read your comments, because every single view I get means the world to me. If I never make money doing this, awesome. I will still be here as long as I am physically capable of being here. But if I could make some money doing this, um, it would be life changing for our family. We are a single income household. And, even if I only made $25 a month, $50 a month, that's gas in the truck. That's, a little bit less that's coming out of his paycheck for groceries. That's, a little bit of my medicine that we're not having to pay for out of pocket. So when she says it's only a few thousand views, do you know what a few thousand views on every one of my videos every day would mean for my family? It would be absolutely life changing. And I don't think that she realizes that. She doesn't realize what a place of privilege she is sitting in. The fact that she literally just She gets paid to sit and eat and do nothing. She doesn't even really create a lot of content for us that's creative content. Um, and I don't think she realizes just how good she has it. Um, and that's sad because I don't know that she ever will until she fully loses it. Um, and I honestly don't know how she will exist or survive if she doesn't have this anymore.
And for mukbangs, and for mukbangs, I'm gonna
Okay, so I was kind of wondering if she had maybe just sat down and filmed this real quick and then immediately uploaded it. She hadn't actually like gone through and listened to it or edited anything out. Clearly she has because we have and mukbangs, a jump cut, and then and mukbangs. She didn't even care to do her editing properly. She should have, gone through and chosen to remove one of those and then leave one so that it seemed like it was a complete follow through thought. Instead, we get in mukbangs and mukbangs because at this point she doesn't care. I mean, she's making mukbangs at this point just so that she has an excuse to eat.
try to make them more interesting for you guys.
Like this absolutely riveting content shot at such cinematic angles. I don't know that I can handle content better than this. This is groundbreaking.
Maybe once in a while, especially for October. Maybe have like every day. Try to do like a. Remember when I used to do Vlogtober and I didn't do the whole thing, but remember I used to do like spooky themed mukbangs.
Okay, remember when I used to do Vlogtober, but I never actually for real did it because I never finished it, but we did spooky stuff. So she's again making promises that she's not going to fulfill, and on top of it, I am terrified that this is going to lead us to another cheese graveyard, which is, it wasn't a good look the first time around. It's not going to be a good look again.
And at the same time, I can show you a combination of like food I cook here, food that you can buy here. It's a huge sandwich. Mm. The reason is those types of videos are just fun and drama free. You know what I mean?
Okay, the videos are drama free, but you are not. I don't think she realizes that the drama in the drama community surrounding her is because of her personality. I want to create fun, drama-free videos. Well, even just here, we have been able to talk about the fact that how she's representing her religion. That is problematic. Another angle that we could be speaking about if we really wanted to at this point in time is that she is currently doing a mukbang and talking about how much food this is and there's so much and it's all of this stuff. Um, while sitting in a country that has a very, very real food insecurity crisis happening. How many of Salah's family members are eating like this? How many of their neighbors are eating like this? How many people there have excess to not only maintain the weight that she is at, but to gain weight while being there? This alone is problematic. But she doesn't see it that way, and I don't know that she will ever understand that fact.
So that's why. And
So she's going to be giving us better content, but content that is only for her and for her enjoyment. And outside of that, we're not going to get anything else. It's like her live streams. I've watched so many people live stream, and they're either doing reactions or they're playing video games, or I've watched some people do live streams while they're hiking or stargazing through telescopes. I mean, people do so much. Her, Amber, and Rosie, and Eat Your Heart Out with Becca, girls that kind of fit this mold. Um, they are really some of the only ones that I have seen that sit there, show up, wait for their chat to pop up, and they're like, talk to me, give me something to say. Like, she is no longer making content for her community. She is making content for herself so that she has excuses to do what she wants to do. Um, and so that she can be entertained and not feel so alone. I think she also really likes the attention. She likes to know that so many people look at her. I mean, and how can we resist looking at her? She is prettier than 90% of YouTube.
They're fun to do, you know? I would say all the time. I don't know. I think I've had enough. I have to tap out.
It's almost gone.
Oh. One of the most the most the one of the best sensations a human can experience is quenching thirst with an ice cold, refreshing drink. Ugh. Ugh. Very filling. The potatoes, not frozen. There's not a lot of things that are frozen. In the supermarkets, they do have some frozen sections. But like I said, we're in a smaller village, so we're in a smaller area than Damascus, anyways. Damascus has a lot more things. But where we are, um, a lot of places won't have electricity constantly throughout the day. So you won't find a lot of frozen stuff. Bigger supermarkets will have like generators or solar, stuff like that. But this restaurant, I don't know, they make.
Why is she so focused on the frozen? I do not understand that. Like, it's not frozen, guys. Does that make it like did she not realize that there was a world outside of frozen food? Is is this the most unfrozen stuff that she's eaten in her lifetime? I don't know. Um, there are a lot of people in the world that do not have freezers. When we lived off grid, we did not have a refrigerator, we did not have a freezer. Um, and we still had to eat, we still had to survive. The closest thing we had to that, we had a miniature root cellar. I we grabbed one of the giant, um, it was like the 82-gallon igloo coolers, and I dug a hole big enough for that cooler to go down into, and we would put ice and stuff in it and then put our perishables in there. And even in the middle of summer, I mean, when we're experiencing that summer, we hit temperatures of 115 degrees. Our ice would stay ice for 2 days before it started melting. Like, there's so many ways around not having electricity and not having a fridge or freezer. And I don't think it ever dawned on her that people around the world don't always have access to that stuff.
Fresh chips, so fresh fries, and they put a seasoning on them. The tune is some of the best I've had. That's a really good tune. Sometimes it doesn't taste very garlicky, but here the tune is really good. And yeah, the coleslaw, a bit saucy, a bit too saucy for me. I like more vinegary coleslaws than creamy ones, but that's just me. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Oh, okay. We couldn't even edit that out. Like, why? Why would we not edit that out? I don't understand it. Um, I guess we're gonna be getting vlogs again because obviously we have to vlog malls because food courts. And I don't know that we're really getting anything different than what we were getting previously. I think she just thinks that she's putting a different spin on it. Um, that was definitely an interesting watch, especially with the camera angles. I'm very curious to see what she thinks is content worthy of posting the next time she uploads. This may just be a downhill slide. I don't know. So, but thanks for sitting through that with me, and I will see you guys later. But before I go, I'm going to remind you that you need to be good and behave yourselves. But if you can't, at least make me proud and do it right, and then post it online so we can talk about it later.